All right, here we go. Trends on Thursdays just for you. First up, we've just had a band of thunderstorms move through here last night, several tornadoes and so on, which brings me to trend number one. The weather is changing. Whether it's a temporary thing or global warming doesn't matter that much to your business, even though it might matter to humanity. The fact is that yesterday was 80-some degrees outside and it's the beginning of November. The reason it matters to your business is that if you're selling ice cream, you're probably busy counting your money right now. If you were, however, counting on the winter for cheap utilities because you don't need air conditioning in your shop, you might want to re-examine your budget for the year. Look, what I'm saying is that we're at a point where we know, we have data that something is changing and your business needs to be prepared for it. And if it's just by knowing where your insurance papers are. In the bigger picture, you know, the one where we have to have a planet that the next generations can still use, being environmentally responsible and perhaps a good corporate citizen can start small. Buying supplies that are recyclable, having a small environmental footprint, there's many ways to show that you're trying, and if we all try a little, we can make a lot of difference. Next up, and off my soapbox, believe it or not, Black Friday along with Small Business Saturday and of course Cyber Monday are right around the corner. More and more small businesses are taking advantage of the sales because they no longer require you to camp out at the local Walmart followed by a fist fight with someone's granny. You can now conveniently find the deals, usually ahead of time, and shop from the convenience of your favorite armchair or coffee shop. And getting a deal on something can make or break a business, especially when you're cash-strapped. Everything from subscriptions to WordPress themes to laptops and Apple products gets a little cheaper on Black Friday. Having said that, the bigger question is if you can get in on the small Black Cyber weekend. Can you offer a deal that will bring people in the door, to your website or in your funnel? And keep in mind that just sales don't mean as much. You want sales and profits and hopefully new customers. Next up, 70% of businesses plan on using social media for marketing this year, and a lot of them will suck at it. And I'm not entirely joking either. The whole concept of advertising and marketing has changed dramatically in the last 10 years, and there are a lot of companies that still haven't quite caught up. The same high-gloss magazine ad that would get you business 10 years ago might work on Pinterest, but it will totally turn people off on Instagram. The difference is that we can now create content that is specific to one platform over another. Think about it. I might switch up a PowerPoint depending on whether I'm delivering it to a bunch of CEOs or to an afternoon tea for retired people. And I should switch up my content the exact same way. So if you're using social media in your marketing strategy, you're in good company. The key is to remember that it's not a matter of putting some slick copy and high-gloss pictures on some newsfeed. You want to put more thought into it and remember your audience. And that brings me to my last one for the day. As you have figured out by now, I love studies and psychology. McKinsey did a study entitled The Business Value of Design, and the results are super interesting. The best design performers increase their revenue and shareholder returns at nearly twice the rate of their industry counterparts. I'll leave a link to the study in the comments as usual, but the cliff notes are that design matters. So much so that one of the companies surveyed saw a 25% increase in sales from a minor tweak to their homepage. I recently worked with a client that had a similar problem that simply made it hard for people to close the deal through the website, and nobody had noticed. Including designers in your team that make decisions can make a huge difference. Interestingly, 40% of the surveyed companies just don't even talk to their customers during product development at all. 50% have no way to assess their work, the work of their design team, and 60% only use prototyping late in the game and for internal use. It's like customers don't even matter. Companies are flying blind, and then they are surprised when someone comes along, disrupts the process, and takes their market share, which is what we like our clients to do. The question is then, are you design-centric? Let me know in the comments or via DM, and as usual, share this with someone that could benefit from Trends on Thursdays. Until next week, I'm Tobias Wilhelm.